He was a Hollywood hard man that had the world at his feet, always playing a gangster and typecasted playing this character throughout his Hollywood career, and even for a long time. One of the greatest actors in golden age of Hollywood, and even playing a villain on the silver screen. Starting off as a stage actor to becoming an award-winning Hollywood actor for over 60 years. Once a president of the Silver Screen Actors Guild, then becoming a legend of the silver screen and around the world. This is the actor James Cagney, and this is his basic biography. Early life. James Cagney was born in New York City, USA on the 17th of July, 1899. He was born to a father who was a boxer and even a bartender in the city. His mother was a homemaker with a background from Scandinavia, whilst his father was from Ireland. He would live in a poor environment and would be unwell in his younger years due to not affording the right medicine or getting the support he was needed. He managed to go to school during his childhood and attending high school throughout the 1910s, and then graduating in 1918, just after World War One. He managed to attend Columbia University straight afterwards from graduating from high school, yet was not able to graduate due to his father passing away and having not enough money to finish his education. He worked odd jobs whilst in education and spent time being a street fighter due to his toughness with athletic abilities that was able to be built up during his time when he was younger and growing older. The odd jobs that he was able to work in was being a builder, a bellhop, and even a doorkeeper, to name a few, based on his physical strength, and using less of his mind to finish each job. When he was not causing trouble or working, he would spend the remainder of his time going to theatres and learning how to act, as well as taking up dancing or being an actor or dancer on the stage. Acting career. He was able to be an actor of the stage he finished his odd jobs and worked on his stage performances that were presented around in New York City. His first performance as an actor would be shown during the 1920s, and this would be his first appearance on the stage due to becoming a supporting actor of the stage, but not being able to be in the silent films. The stage performances would make him have being one of the best actors as and dancers that were able to use both his skills in better plays in Broadway. From what he was learning whilst acting on Broadway, he was able to use the same skills or type of acting in the UK by appearing in West End performances in London, and still was able to play the supporting actor of the stage from the remainder of the 1920s. He would continue to act during the end of the 1920s based on getting himself top billing for all stage performances that had him headlining. But these were more orientated towards dramas and not the dancing or light-hearted roles that he was known for before when he was a breakout star of the stage. Hollywood executives would see this young James Cagney playing the lead on most of his performances and they wanted him to be the new actor that could play a hard-hitting character due to his style of acting in dramas, as well as being an evil-looking character based on being a gangster or a villain of the silver screen. His first movie that he was actually typecasted in was as a villain of the silver screen with a group of other actors who were also working with him on the stage. This film was called Sinner's Holiday in 1930. This typecasting would carry on throughout his breakout decade of the 1930s, in which most of the movies were related to dramas as well as real life based events in various movies during the Great Depression. He would be um, working for anything, and he wanted to be any star any character he wanted. He worked to be on the big screen, and due to having his first production company being Warner Brothers, that would provide him contracts as a gangster and not a very good guy uh, character on the silver screen. Gangster of Hollywood. The 1930s made James Cagney a superstar as a gangster or a villain of the silver screen, and built this type of character up to be a legendary character, which most other actors would play later on. This helped to pay his way out of poverty and being one of the greatest actors in Hollywood based on his movies in dramas or crime thrillers genres. He would star in hit films in his breakout decade and would star in many breakout roles that would make him a Hollywood hardman or a gangster of Hollywood. His next movie was made with him being a great actor, and this film was called The Public Enemy in 1931, with Jean Harlow being his love interest, and showing violence in a different light, whilst in the silent movies, the villain was made to look evil but not sinister. As James Cagney would act a different way to many villainous actors or villainous characters on the silver screen. Still continuing his success in the 1930s, James Cagney would be able to perform in his best movies linked to the Great Depression era. He even starred in nominated movies that were able to get Academy Awards, but he wouldn't get one himself. And these were best movies of all times, in his opinion, and even many popular opinion. One movie, for example, was Angels with Dirty Faces in 1938, with Humphrey Bogart and having a chance to get an Academy Award, but only Academy Award nomination due to his performance. Once he starred in many more great movies, he worked in Hollywood, but now with more production studios to being able to play as different characters for these companies. He would work on radio productions and even stage productions whilst being a Hollywood actor. As an established actor, he could play better roles and get better pay rather than being on radio, but could have the world listening whilst his sharing his experience being part of the movie industry. The 1940s would see James Cagney working with the United States Army and promoting war bonds to support the army in the Second World War. He won his first Academy Award in the movie Yankee Doodle Dandy in 1942 during the Second World War, and he was able to star in many great films later on. He would star in the movie Blood of the Sun in 1945, showing that he could still play the vicious killer or villain, with movies of the 1940s being another great chance for him to be a brilliant actor, and working with legendary stars of the silver screen. Ending this decade of the 1940s by playing as a lead criminal character in one of the greatest gangster movies of all time. The movie was called White Heat in 1949. He continued to act in the 1950s and in more movies, and then would star in some movies during the 1960s. Personal life and final years. James Cagney was married once to his wife, Frances Vernon, from 1922 to his death in 1986. He would have two children with this relationship. He was active in Hollywood by working outside of the movies as well, by taking part in the Screen Actors Guild, and later becoming a president during the 1940s, as this made him more well known around the world due to him being able to take part in various film industry decisions and even productions in the film industry. He did not stay active in politics, but was able to help many parties in his career. This meant he could speak to presidents and help with many government officials in their campaigns. He was a good friend with Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was a president at the time of the 1940s, and whilst he was in office. He would also work with other presidents of the United States when he was a great actor of the time. Presidents such as President Truman and Ronald Reagan, to name a few. There were other notable leaders that were able to have James Cagney assisting them and respecting James Cagney to be one of the greatest actors in Hollywood. He was able to be an activist by campaigning against wars and even against the mafia trying to control Hollywood, in which happened whilst he was an actor. Due to his contribution to Hollywood, he was able to have his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and would star in major movies during the 1950s and even 1960s. However, he would not star in any film in the 1970s. His last film was the movie Ragtime in 1981 and retired straight after due to health issues. He would have some television appearances in his older age and could only appear in some television series due to his age and having health concerns. But his last televised appearance was in the television series in the television series Trouble Joe Moran in 1984, which he played the main character. Legacy and death. Sadly, James Cagney would pass away on the 30th of March 1986 at the age of 86 due to a heart attack in New York City, USA. He was able to star in many movies as a dancer and even as a gangster over 60 years and had an impact in Hollywood by playing a gangster or a villain of the silver screen throughout his career and being remembered by for being one of his for his hit films throughout his time as an actor or as a movie star. Sometimes he would contribute to Hollywood by helping various organizations to helping many production companies based on his stardom in the golden era of movies and even Hollywood. His legacy lives on throughout actors in Hollywood and even inspiring actors such as Marlon Brando and Robert Redford, who were able to see his films and learnt many styles of acting from the films, which he was able to incorporate in different characters during the time as an actor. And then they themselves were able to incorporate the same acting styles for different characters in general. He managed to have been awarded only one Academy Award, but won many other awards whilst acting. He was given medals by presidents, and even remembered throughout throughout his films and even television series, just after his death, and even before his death, he was still being remembered as one of the greatest actors of all time. He even was remembered in the modern day for his legendary acting styles and even having a new style of acting whilst being a star in Hollywood. Thank you for watching and please subscribe if you haven't done so. My name is Suki Cookie and I do have more content like this. Thank you for watching.